In this example, we have 10,778 minus 0.012. So let's set up our problem by writing our first number on top. So we have 10,778, and then we're going to have 0.012 on the bottom. But because our second number has a decimal and our first one doesn't, that means we have to add a decimal to our first number. So we'll add our decimal right after the 8 here. And then our second number of 0.012 can go on the bottom, so we line up our decimal, our 0, and then our 012. And because these decimals are lined up, that means every other digit in our question is lined up as well. So now when we subtract, we'll just add zeros to this top number so everything can be in order. Now we're going to start with our far right column where we have 0 minus 2. But as we can see, 0 is less than 2, so that means we can't subtract it and we have to borrow from the next column. But the digit in our next column is 0, so that means we have to go to our next column to borrow. But on our next column, our digit is 0 as well, so that means we have to go to our next column, which is this 8. This 8 is a non-zero number, so we can borrow from it. So when we borrow from the 8, we cross it off and put a 7, and then our next line over, we add 10. So now that we have 10 here, that means this 0 can borrow from that 10. So this 0 is going to turn into a 10, and because we borrowed from this 10, it turns into a 9. And then finally, our far right column can borrow from the next column over, so we turn this 0 into a 10, and then because we borrowed from this 10, it turns into a 9. So now we have this 10 minus 2 to give us 8, and then we have 9 minus 1 to give us 8 again, 9 minus 0 to give us 9, and then these decimals line up. We have 7 minus 0 to give us 7, and then 7, 7, 0, and 1. So our final answer of 10,778 minus 0.012 is 10,777.988.